Good morning. Testing, testing. Okay, so it's been a while since I've live streamed. I've been trying to launch a property in Santa Rosa Beach, and I'm actually still here. But I wanted to get a live streaming session in. I'm leaving today or tomorrow, but I've already played a few plays this morning. DAIC and NAMM. Made about a grand on each of them, so I'm up about 2K on the day. These were 4 a.m. spikes that I've talked about in the past. But before we jump in, I wanted to show the flex. I kind of wanted to brag on some of our members in the Bear of Wall Street group. $6,000 day yesterday by Steven. Almost $3,000 day. Gabe made 728. Raven made an insane amount, over 4K. Uh, Another almost $300 day. Someone's first $300 day. So good stuff there in the group. I'm pretty excited about that. The group's free, and I'm happy to see there's people in there making money. Right now, I'm gonna just quickly go over what I played this morning, the 4 a.m. spikes. If you follow me, you know I like to wake up at 4, play the spikes. They usually fade away because the 4 a.m. spikes, they are usually spiking on no news. So played both these. Unfortunately, I swung this one. So I swung this one, so I had to average up and survived it. And same thing with this one. I didn't swing this one, but uh, this one wasn't exactly at 4 though. This one's at 5, so wrote it down. So overall, the time frame from 4 to 7 o'clock, I've told you that's my highest win rate. And I guess that streak continues. They usually just give it all back. So I'm not currently in any positions right now. So I'm pulling up the top gainers now. See, what's this? MOGO. I haven't done much research on any of these yet, so we'll go through this together. But yeah, this looks like this could be in play. So MOGO. Cool, cool. So let's look at the year to date. Is it approaching any key levels? No, it's a relatively new stock. Oh no, how's it? Let's see. My internet's not the fastest here. So yeah, it's kind of in no man's land right now. Um, cool. All right. Well, I'll probably be looking to make an entry on this one at some point, but let me do a little bit more due diligence. And unfortunately, as usual, when I'm live streaming, when I'm traveling, I can't really see the chat. But good morning, Saber. Good morning, Alex. MOGO announces 50 million Bitcoin Treasury authorization. Bro, these PRs are getting old. So I'm gonna leave this one alone. Not saying I won't play it, but these will be like testing highs kind of plays. I'm not trying to catch the uptrend on these. Can you can you play the uptrend and make money? Yes, for sure. But with these crypto plays, like you've probably heard me say it, I'm up nicely this year, but I've probably given back about for sure, 6 figures in these crypto PRs. So I'm gonna let this one play out a little bit. So what else is going on? Let's see, because I'm not interested in that. ELWS and again, there might be a play because as you can see, what was it? GRYP. This was a crypto news play. I think it was in after hours yesterday. It just like went ham. And you can see it's starting to give back its gains. So Same thing will probably happen with MOGO, but I want it to kind of discover its high first. And that's coming from a very aggressive trader. Y'all know me. I like to jump in on the initial spike, but it just seems a little ill-advised on this one right now. WINT is popping right now. Let's see what it's about. Getting a little pop here. It's up about 30%. Probably not a bad little pop to look into. I'm gonna wait for it to get above 50% before I get interested. But seeing a little pop here, and I do have my trade idea alerts on as well. So if something pops or starts approaching a 200 moving average, we'll get notified. Make sure it's actively working. Looks like it is. I don't know, my internet's a little slow, but here in Santa Rosa, okay. So it's up to 74 cents, it's about 35% up. So it might be a good level. I might get interested around $1, or if it gets up to this 89 cents, this monthly pivot. As you can see, it spiked recently to $1, came right back down. So I'm gonna let this one get up into the $90 range before I get interested. Could I potentially miss it? Yes, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm up a couple K this morning from those 4 a.m. spikes that we went over. So I'm gonna let this one get going a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to see what the news was about. Windtree announces, oops, so it's a patent for, okay. That's kind of weak news, so that's good to know. So it's up over 40% now, so we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm gonna go ahead and get my locates before the price goes up. $4, not bad. Okay, cool. So I'll keep an eye on this one. What else is moving? Let's see. So it's at 80 cents right now. Okay. And it's up about 46%. I might get like a little baby starter here now that we're at 83. So I'm in at 83 now, cents. But I'm playing it light. And y'all, sorry, I didn't do it on the screen. As most of y'all know, I'm a mobile trader. I do the live streaming and on the computer for the live streaming, but I'm trading behind the scenes on my phone. So anyways, got me a little starter here at 83 cents. Got in probably a little early, but like I said, very small position. Then when we get up here to 90 cents, I'll add a little bit more.
Wind.
And there's the alert. So in now. So let's see what happens with this one. See if we get a rejection here at 90 cents, if not, potentially at $1. And y'all know with these initial spikes, this was my bread and butter back in the day. I don't play these as much anymore unless it's approaching a level. But I made a lot of money on these initial spikes. But as I've grown as a trader, I really like the pre-tests or approaching the 200 moving average, just not randomly jumping in at any level. So I'm gonna add more at 95 cents and 98 cents. This thing's looking strong. Let's see if it struggles at the dollar level. What's MOGO doing? Okay. Thing is looking very strong. Let's see if it gets rejected here. It's a circle group. So you have Fernando. I think maybe it's somebody different, but yeah, so whenever you click the free circle link, you got to create join the group or whatever. And if you do it today, I'll go in and approve it. But you got to check your emails. So after this live stream, I'll go and see if you applied, and then I'll approve it as long as you don't say anything crazy on the application. And you'll be in the group. So apply today and then check your email to make sure that you got the approval. It's a manual process, but I did that intentionally. I want to see everybody that joins the group, their answers, all that stuff. So just a few questions, very basic questions, just to try to keep the trolls out. So Wint is over a dollar now. So it's got a high of $1.07. So that's going to kind of be my level to keep an eye on. If it breaks $1.07, I might start trimming a little bit. But this is that key level I was wanting it to. So the main three levels I was looking at was this 90-cent pivot, $1 is a psychological level, and then this previous spike high, which was about $1.04. So it got up to $1.07. So maybe it was a test of that previous spike. But if it breaks a new high, I'm going to trim most of it so it doesn't. That's the thing with these spikes; they're fun to play. You can make good money with them, but you got to have levels that if it goes to, you got to get out. So I'm in it right now. See what happens with it. It's getting a decent amount of money flow. About 15 million shares have been traded. So let's look at MOGO. Okay, it's looking like it's hitting the 9 moving average. So awesome, Fernando. Cool. Yeah, no. Somebody in the group and I were talking about this yesterday. Some of these crypto PRs, it'd be nice to go long in some of them. And I've actually have played some of them long and made a little bit of money. But the problem is I jump out way too quick because I'm such a short bias trader that I think the bottom's going to fall out the entire time I'm in it. So I'm assuming the worst. But yeah, Went's looking pretty strong. So if it breaks a new high, I'll probably trim out of this position and just wait for the high. But it's testing that previous $1.04 spike level. So this could potentially reject here, but there's a good chance it could keep going because it looks pretty bullish. And there it goes. So I'm gonna trim. I'm gonna trim out a lot of this position. And then re-enter at a level that I'm a little more confident at. once it establishes a high. But glad I didn't jump in at 70 cents. Not really sure where to want to test. Potentially, maybe a little bit of congestion in this area, $1.20, but let's see. Keep an eye on it. What's MOGO doing? Kind of the same thing. Yeah, this one's looking pretty bullish. Just patent news. Might sound cool, but it's really not that big of a deal. So AskEdgar, I want to see a little bit about WINT. Offering ability is green, but frequency, dilution, and cash need are all very high. Overall offering risk is medium. So I'm asking AskEdgar what their current cash position is and why they marked it medium. Dilution. So they have $1.7 million currently. So they do have some convertible promissory notes with a conversion price of 58 cents and warrants with exercise price of 58 cents. Okay. What is their cash burn rate? And they have a burn rate of approximately 2.4 million. So they don't even have enough for a whole quarter. So there's a chance that this, there will be some dilution with this play, but you can't trade it and hold it strictly for that and hope that that's going to bail you out. Sometimes you do get bailed out with those, but kind of get an idea of what kind of company this is. And just like most biotech companies,
ATXG,
they are struggling for money. So ATXG up to $1, up 50%. Pull it up on my phone first, and then I'll pull it up. Yeah, it's nice little spike going on right now. So I'm entering, and then I'll pull it up. So ATXG. So I got in at $1.25. Need to see what the news is. Man, this is hard. Not on my home computer. 1.3. Oh my gosh, I can get out of it. I'm up 130 bucks. I'll take that. It's another Bitcoin play. So I'm out. Made a little bit on it, but I don't feel like playing this. A Bitcoin play. It's just one of my rules. Not saying you shouldn't play them, but these Bitcoin PR, crypto PRs, they don't follow levels. They bust through supports. It's like, it's just not worth it to me. That I treat them like some people treat Chinese tickers. You know what I mean? Like you'll hear some of these people that short and trade and they like don't trade Chinese tickers. Crypto is kind of like my Chinese ticker. So something else is getting attention. So WINT, W-I-N-T, is looking a little bit weaker now. Took some profit at VWAP. Kind of probably still negative on this play because I trimmed about half my position up here, but close to break even now. Because when I scale in like 500 shares at 85. 1,000 shares at 90, 95, and then $1 I added even more. So the higher I go up on my position, a lot of times I like to go a little heavier. So about at break even now.
ATXG.
Break even's like 92 cents for me. So ATXG, this is why I got out of it, because they usually do this. Might be a play here. Yeah, if it gets up to 180, you know what I mean, at this spike, it's a clear level with this spike that it got up to. So once it gets close to 180, I would potentially enter. And then if it breaks a new high, just get out. Good risk versus reward. If it rejects, you might can write it all the way down. If it keeps going, you just take a small loss. So kind of how I look at those plays. So MOGO and ATXG are both crypto plays. Jeez. So most of my attention is going to be on WINT. Now I'm in the green. But yeah, ATXG, it is already at $1.50.
ATXG.
Yeah, all the way up to $1.70. Geez. So I'm, like I said, I'll enter if it gets up to $1.79. I'm going to enter. But not until then. Yes, we in the money now. Yeah, these crypto PRs. It's kind of changed the game a little bit, honestly. Because if you think about it, all these trash crypto companies, if they have like $1 billion reserve of Bitcoin, and most people project that Bitcoin's going to keep going up, I mean, a lot of these trash companies are going to have like a solid funding from that. Like, how does that change like dilution and things in the future? Time will tell, I guess. But interesting, very interesting. Because they're basically saying, hey, we're going to dilute y'all's shareholders to buy this. And normally when you drop dilution news, it's not a good thing, but because it's Bitcoin or crypto, it's like they get a pass. But I don't know. Another conversation for another day. But all these broke small caps that are all of a sudden going to have $1 billion in Bitcoin probably changes the dynamic a little, but we'll see how that goes. These are the plays from earlier, DAIC and NAMM. If you just hopped on, played them in the 4 a.m. spike and took profit at the 200. MOGO. I would like to see it hit the VWAP. VWAP. I always call it WAP, but it's VWAP. And if it tests $4, I would enter there. See, ATXG, not saying there's not a play for them, because that's a big move, $1.70 all the way down back to $1.10. So if you timed it right, you could have made money on it. I'm all out of WINT right now. I'll re-enter if it tests VWAP, small position, heavier position, like 110, 113 level. But the market will open in 3 minutes. So let's see if there's not that exciting. so far because it's all these crypto plays. So, and with these plays I played this morning, I mean, if NAMM wants to spike to VWAP, DAIC spike to VWAP, these are still in play. Even though I already played them, they get to these levels, I'll hop in again. And obviously, if they test rehighs or the previous high from earlier, I'm very interested. So going into, since I'm already up a couple grand from those 4 a.m. plays, I'm not going to be super aggressive. But if there's something that presents itself, I'm going to jump in it. Wow, crazy move. Did any of y'all catch that, or did y'all avoid it for the most part too? ELWS. So what's the story with this one? It's one of these similar plays. Like if it tests highs from, what's this, 440, 450, I'd be interested. But looks like I'm going into market open, not in any positions, which is okay. Anything y'all are looking at that I'm not looking at? CYN? I just looked at the comments. Kind of hard to see. Yeah, this doesn't look like a bad play. How much is it up? Oh, it's only up 24%. No, I'm not interested. 50% minimum for me. Will I ever enter a stock before 50%? Yes, I have, but 24 is just not enough meat on the bones for me. And again, that's just my preference. Can you make money on this one? Probably. It's testing highs right here. Good chance you could enter around the 16, 20 to 30 level and it rejects and it comes down to the 200, but it's just not really worth it to me. So we'll see what these do at market open. Keeping an eye on MOGO. See if it tests this $4 level. Since it's only like 50 cents away right now, even if it does test it, I'm not going to go super heavy because again, these crypto plays act up sometimes. So DAIC looks like it's just going to keep fading away. NAMM, same. MOGO is not really doing much right now. I'm all out of WINT. I'm not really sure why I took profit so quick with it. I think because I thought it was going to obviously retest one of these levels, but that's okay. ZeroYP gave back basically all of its gains from the after hours pop. Fell down to the 200. My favorite take profit zone. Yeah, MOGO is it's not coming out the gate super strong. So if it gets up to the $4 level, I'm definitely interested. So I'm gonna add an entry. What's this? Like 91 cents. If it gets to, if WINT gets to 91 cents, I'll enter with a small position. And then Potentially another entry at $1 and heavier entry around $1.12. But a lot of times these hit VWAP and reject, so that's why I'm potentially adding there. MOGO, not doing much. Not doing much. And I mean, you already know where the risk is too. Not saying you should enter. I'm just kind of walking through all the different ways to play it. Even an entry now, you know where to get out. If it breaks 4, it's bullish, but it could keep falling. So the risk is like what, 70 cents for potentially, a few dollars. So even this entry wouldn't be like the worst one because it might give it all back here, but I don't feel like being that aggressive right now. So I didn't get that fill. It spiked up to VWAP. I was at 91 cents, so I didn't get it. So I'm still not in any position. Oh, I did get it. Never mind. It filled me. So I got in at 91 cents. Very small position though, 1,000 shares. Cool. At least I'm in a play. Anything else y'all are looking at? Not as super exciting compared to yesterday. It seemed like it was a lot more fireworks. What was that one you were talking about earlier? Saber CYN. Ooh, geez, look at this drop on GRYP. Ooh, that might give you an idea because crypto is one of the. You know what? I might get some. So we saw that other spike from that crypto play. I already forgot what it was. Died. Then this one couldn't hold its gains, and it had some decent Bitcoin news. There's a good chance that MOGO fades. I don't usually like to short them on the downtrend unless it's a clear break of VWAP. I'm not going to enter here, but this is a little telling about the crypto news because it kind of faded away. What was that other one? AXTG? Probably got it wrong. Definitely got it wrong. What was it? ATXG, should have known. And like how this one faded away immediately. This was $1 billion crypto news and it faded away. So that kind of tells me the crypto news might be weak today because that's kind of how it goes in phases. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I'm going to look for an entry here on MOGO. Maybe a little entry if it gets back up here to 350. And then again at 389. My only concern is that there's nothing else really moving. So how much are the locates for this one? Okay, I'm gonna get an entry here as long as locates aren't crazy now. It's not crazy. I missed the entry. Jeez, I missed it. Oh no. The locates were okay. I got it. I got it. I got it. Really not that big of a deal because
LIXT.
LIXT. Let's see what this one is. LIXT. Is it approaching a 200? Yes. Okay. LIXT approaching daily 200. It's only up 43%, but since it's approaching the 200 daily, I'm gonna get a little position, see what it does. So I'm in at 176. The thing didn't just halt up, did it? Oh, I picked a terrible time to enter right before it halts up. Nice. So I'm in this one. See what happens when it unhalts. So this is like my favorite play. I know a few of y'all know it. And Alex, if you're still on the live stream, you had a run of calling these, and I made a lot of money on them. And the member alerts. So 200 test. I entered at 176, just halted up, which I'm not too concerned about. A lot of times they'll just halt right back down. Entry position there. So I'm also in WINT at 91 cents and MOGO. If it gets up to $4, I'm going to enter pretty heavy. I shouldn't say pretty heavy, but heavier. So 388 and 398 is where I'm going to enter. Got in at 350. We'll add more at those levels. In 1,000 shares at 91 cents here. It's a good sign it couldn't break through VWAP. So falls below VWAP, tries to break back through it. Big red candle. I expect this one to keep fading. Not in very heavy though, but we'll see. We will see. That might be the pre-market high test. That might be all we get. It might not have enough momentum to come all the way up to 4. It's only 9 minutes since market open, so a lot can happen, but it's a nice little wick. You like seeing this big wick at the top of the candle where it can't hold. If it closes below the 9, that's a good sign as well. So I'm looking at the comments. Avoiding crypto, MOGO will fade, trend raider. I agree. That's what I think. Sabre showing 160 resumption. That's a good sign. Cool. Yeah. This one halted up as soon as I got in it. And it's probably not ideal, but since it's right there at the 200, I think there's a good chance it's going to just dive after it unhalts. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it keeps going. We'll see. So if it keeps going, what's the next level I should be aware of? I'll look for this monthly pivot. There's a little bit of resistance here about. Okay, cool. I got an idea what to expect. Went has finally given up. A nice little new intraday low. DAIC. If y'all hopping on, I play these at 4 a.m. I'm up a couple grand on the day from these 4 a.m. pops for both these. If these get bullish and test VWAP, I might be interested in them. But the main plays for right now is MOGO. If it gets up to 388, 398, I'm adding. If it breaks a new high, no question asked, I'm just getting out. And when I say break a new high, it's not a wick above 4. It's a candle closing above 4. My stop losses are a little bit different than most. I hate these fake outs where you get one candle above, hit your stop loss, and then it goes down. So I wait for the candle to close above. Yeah, looking pretty good on WINT. So I'm in the money with MOGO and WINT. I don't, I don't really know how I'm going to play this one, to be honest. I would like to just hold on to it most of the day and let it fade, but I know I'm going to be tempted to take profit at $3. So I might trim a little there and then write out the rest just in case it wants to bounce off that. WINT, I'm just going to let this baby fall, take profit around the 200. So LIXT unhalted. It's looking pretty bullish, honestly. So I'm going to add up into 2. Man, this thing is
LIXT
looking pretty hot. Added at 2. Didn't get filled. That would have been nice. Man, that'd be nice. Oh. So now it's still above the 200. So let's see what it does. Now I kind of got a clear level. If it breaks above that, I'm going to get out. Man, my computer's a little slow. Sorry, guys. So if it gets above 214, 215, I'm going to get out. This is another reason why I like waiting until 50% up, because even the 200 daily tests work out a little bit better when it's up more. But I think it's going to still get back here. I don't think it's going to break a new high. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, but I think it might give out here. And I don't really know what's going on with LIXT. That's probably worth looking at. Watch it be crypto or something. So no news this morning, just a 5 million private placement yesterday. Weird. So I got an entry at $1.99 where I'm gonna add. And if it breaks a new high, I'm just gonna get out. In the money on MOGO. I'm probably just gonna let this one ride, to be honest. I'm not gonna take any profit at VWAP. So now I'm in 2,000 shares with LIXT. I got my $1.99 entry. So my average is $1.85. Really would like for it to stay below $2. This is another one that I would prefer not to take profit on quickly. I would love to just let it fade back to where it belongs. Boom. So there's this little level here around 225, 230. If it breaks past that, I'm going to just stop out.
LIXT
Hasn't been the best morning. That's okay. So the 225, 230 level, if it breaks above that, I'm probably gonna bounce. Yeah, cool. That's all right. Cutting this one. Or trimming it. So WINT still fading. MOGO just fell below VWAP. That's a very good sign. Glad I trimmed out of most of my position in LAXT. It looks like it's about to halt up. Still in 500 shares, which is a fourth of what it was. So 250. Wonder if it's gonna get all the way up here. $3. So I'm down. I probably took about a $300 loss on, maybe $400 loss on LIXT, and I'm still in 500 shares, down a couple hundred there, but up 400 on MOGO, up 150 on WINT. So I'm just gonna let these keep fading. A little disappointed in LIXT, but that's okay. I'm gonna add more at $3. So with the shares that I stopped out at, if it gets up to $3, I'm gonna add there. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the comments. I'll look at them in a second. But if there's any other plays I should be looking at, let me know. DAIC, this one's kind of interesting. This is where I made most of the money today. It is approaching the VWAP level. I'm not going to jump in just yet because there's just so much range on it. Come on, MOGO. It'd be nice to see this one halt down. Offset the LIXT halt ups. But yeah, so the theory was kind of correct this morning about entering this one. And I came to that theory just seeing how all the other crypto plays were fading. So I had a feeling MOGO would as well. But yeah, up a decent amount on MOGO now. And in the meantime, LIXT, I don't know much about LIXT. I'm gonna make this screen go away. LIXT. So LIXT, red across the board almost, besides dilution. But they just yesterday announced a 5 million private placement, so it'll give its gains back, but I don't know where it's trying to go. Probably $3. I got an entry waiting at $3. And I really am, if it goes above $3, I am out. But I have an entry at $2.95. We'll add 1,000 shares there. Dang, those were one-time use locates. And locates have shot up. Jeez. It was $108 for 1,000 shares. Well, that kind of changes the plan a little bit. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it for now. So hopefully MOGO just fades away throughout the day. That'd be nice. Yeah, Alex, I don't understand why private placement causes the stock to go up either. This market's irrational. I guess that's why. But as you know, these stocks just pump for whatever news they can pump for. So LIXT unhalted. Be nice if it halts down. I'm only in 500 shares now. And the funny thing is, there's still a good chance that this closes below the 200 at some point today. But I might not be around to see it if it breaks a new high. Since I can't add at $3, if it breaks a new high, I'll probably just get out, to be honest. Because I'm not paying $108 for 1,000 locates. But anyways, let me know if y'all are seeing anything else. You can hear the scanner didn't give us much today. And the 1-200, there we go. How did that not halt down? Like, bro. How's this not halting down? I was lying to y'all. I said I was only in 500 shares. I'm about to probably embarrass myself. I didn't get out of any of these. I'm still in 2,000. Did my order not go through? Oh, it said my order was canceled, rejected. But that's actually a good thing because I'm in 2,000 shares with. Oh, geez, I got too much going on with when I travel and live stream. You can tell I'm a little disorganized. So I'm actually have 2,000 shares at $2.09 average, and now on that halt down, I'm up $700. Let's go. Cool. Sometimes you catch a break. So I thought I stopped out of this one, but my order got rejected. So almost what I was saying 5 minutes ago, there's a good chance it will close under this 200. Sometimes you got to let them run. That was a little bit more than I'm comfortable letting them run. But wow. Okay. So this might actually turn into a solid play. Wonder why it got rejected, my cover orders. I mean, I'm glad it did, but yeah, I'm up $750 on this play now. Okay, I'll take it. On LIXT. Okay, MOGO. Still doing the same thing, fading. WINT kind of doing the same thing. I'll live stream until after LIXT makes its final move. I'll probably take, because again, I have 2,000 shares just slightly north of $2. So I'll probably take a little bit off on this unhalt, 1,000 shares, or when when it's no longer halted, and then I might just write out the rest because that private placement news, like you'll see a pump like that sometimes, but they rarely last and sometimes they do, but most of the time that's not a super exciting PR that gets the Webull and stock tweets and Twitter's X super excited for a long term. So usually fades. So I'm going to put in my cover order right now. Caught a break on that one. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for LIXT to unhalt, but thank y'all for hopping on and for this live stream. I'm gonna keep. I'm not hopping off just yet, but I'll probably hop off in the next 15 minutes or so. But like I was showing at the beginning, our circle group has been a lot of profits were made yesterday. If you're not a part of it, you should join it. It's open, it's free, not charging anything. Can't promise how long it will be, but it is currently. WINT still fading. Up a pretty good bit on that one as well. Yes, nice. WINT turned out to be a nice play. I think MOGO, MOGO will follow suit. I haven't taken any profit on it yet. Maybe I should, but I'm going to see if it. Trying to hold on to these stocks longer. But I was talking to one of y'all about how I did some back testing about this 200. And they, if you were to give it a 50% stop loss, I know that sounds crazy, 50% stop loss, and I did some back testing that every time it approaches the 200 daily, if you enter a position here, like the yearly return was like north of 1,000. It was crazy, and that's with like a 50% stop loss. Whenever we have our, it just unhalted. When we have our end of the month call this weekend to go over June and our plan for next this month, July, I'll share those back test results. Pretty interesting though. So I closed out of 1,500 shares. I'm gonna just write out 500 just to see if it keeps fading down, and it does. It looks like it's going to. Again, going back to they have a hard time closing above the 200. Now it's already back under it. Well, 15 minutes ago, it looked like this thing could go to the moon, and now it's already at the 200 again. So good stuff. Well, it's been a pretty good morning. All my plays besides maybe there's something
IINN.
Sorry, IINN. Oh, this is a 200 test as well, but it's only up 20%. I set the alerts to let me know, even when it's only 20%, but I usually don't enter them. Oh, and it's a pre-market retest, but I'm not interested. It's not up enough. But anyways, like I was saying, most of the plays were money today. MOGO, I'm gonna let it ride out. I'm up about 350 on it. WINT up about 200 on it. I didn't enter super heavy on it. And LIXT already took profit on 1,500 shares. And I'm up about 150 in these. And I'll let this just fade away. But that's kind of it for today. If y'all see any, let me check the comments. Is there anything else going on? Holly AI is short on NTRB. Let's look at NTRB before I bounce. And if you haven't liked the live stream, if you got any value from this video, I'd appreciate it. And subscribe as well if you haven't. I do everything for free, so appreciate the support. And if you're not in the group, like I was saying, like it's pretty solid, and it's not because of me. Like sometimes I don't even send out many alerts, but there's a lot of good member alerts, good conversations in there. We all kind of think the same. Or our approach is similar with how we approach some of these stocks and try to learn from each other. Anyways, I'm probably about to bounce. Thanks for hopping on, and I'll try to be pretty active in the live stream today or in the circle group, but I will see y'all